The mayors of the city of Fairbanks, the Fairbanks North Star Borough, North Pole, and Anchorage met with the news media this morning.
They were there to talk about moving the fighter jets from Eielson to Anchorage. Now News Center 11's Monty Bowen has more in this report.
The four mayors gathered at Fairbanks City Hall this morning for a press availability about the proposal to move the F-16 Aggressor Squadron from Eielson Air Force Base to Joint Base Elmendorf-Richardson in Anchorage. Fairbanks City Mayor Jerry Cleworth said there are questions about the economics presented in the report for both Fairbanks and Anchorage and the individuals who would be affected.
And we addressed all those at the scoping hearings that we had last winter. Unfortunately, when we received this draft EIS, virtually none of the comments and the questions and concerns that we had have been addressed in this draft document.
If the Air Force does decide to send the Aggressor Squadron to Anchorage, it will cause some problems for that city.
The Air Force identifies that we're at least 150 housing units short of acceptable Air Force standard housing, and I don't see a plan yet on how to address 150 shortages of homes. And then, of course, the impact to my friends here in Fairbanks, where we know that in terms of the human cost, some of those folks who will be potentially transferring do own homes here. What happens to those homes? What happens if you can't sell those homes? So there's a potential cost in real economic terms to the people that's being affected.
Schools, economies, and housing were all issues discussed in the earlier scoping meetings. The report that was issued said the impacts on those categories would be minimal.
And I would argue that those impacts are actually great, especially in the interior here. One of the things that they have not addressed in this is the strategic importance of Eielson. Time and time again we hear how important this base is, not only for strategy here in the Pacific region, but then also nationally. This should be a part of their decision process in relocating the F-16s.
They have to respond to these, not with just an outright rejection of possible suggestions that many around the country and some people in other countries have suggested that we look at for the importance and strategic location of Eielson.
After all of the hearings, the Air Force will continue to take written comments until the deadline for public input. Monty Bowen, News Center 11.